seconds on the reserve time. So of course, last pick is going to be something that they have already decided, or something that they're very sure at. The TNC has 1 minute and 18 seconds, so they've got a lot of time to think. Now, if you look at the final ban, Oracle, of course, they want to make sure that Medusa is actually well secured, and so far TNC are actually comfortable playing a 4v1 approach where they just give Medusa all the farm needed, give Armel, which they did yesterday, because normally TNC they play like Gabby gets farmed, Armel gets farmed, but in that previous matchup against Boom ID, they just give Armel the farm early on, and then Gabby just follows up late. So here he goes, final pick by TNC. They go for the Shadow Demon. Not a hero I normally see a lot, but I guess they pick Shadow Demon just to make sure that they could actually slow down anyone inside of Mineski. Like, of course, his imprisonment is a very good way for TNC to have some sort of escape option other than Sand King going for the Portal Strike away. But of course, Sand King can also be a complementary piece to this combo of Darkseer and Shadow Demon as well. They just need a good setup. I mean, Darkseer setup, and then Shadow Demon is just going to pick off individual targets that would go near, that would threaten this epic combo of TNC, as Mineski goes for Morphle as their final pick. So in the previous game, we had Ajit playing as Naga Siren. Instead, it's going to be KP that's going to be playing as Naga Siren. So Ajit Morphling, KP Siren, we've seen this during Disneyland Major, and Virtus Pro just completely whitewashed this composition, the Morphling and Naga Siren build by Mineski. And hopefully TNC could actually learn from that, and they could apply what they've learned from Virtus Pro against this Mineski lineup. Now, what's going to be interesting is how the mid lane matchup is going to pan. Sure, OD, of course, OD and Medusa are both heavy right hitters, but of course the Mana Shield and the Mystic Snake might eventually slow down Moon's overall farm rate. So Moon has to be careful in this game, and of course you got the Astral Imprisonment to protect yourself, but sometimes the mana cost may be too much, courtesy of the pressure by Armel's Medusa. I mean, Armel's Medusa has been on a tear against Boom ID early on, and especially from the mid to the late phases of the game. And he has to be careful that that shall not happen. And look at this. Gabby's the one playing as Leshrac. I've never seen Gabby play Leshrac. Like, Gabby normally goes for his casual heroes like Terrorblade or Weaver. But in this case, he's going for a position 1 Leshrac, or maybe a space creating Leshrac. So Gabby's gained a transition from like being a farm-centric core to being a space-creating core. Now, let's see, those of you watching on chat, you could actually voice out your opinions, like which among these two teams is certainly going to win. If you ask me my opinion, I mean, I like the setup of TNT Predator. It's really neat. I'm kind of unsure if Leshrac is really going to scale well in the late game. I mean, OD is going to be lethal in the late game, and plus the Naga Siren and Morphling could be a nightmare for the side of TNC. With Mineski on this one, I think they could pull this off against TNC.
You know what's cooking. You know what's cooking.
Alright, let's do some quick introductions coming from both squads. Gabby as your Leshrac, Cuckoo as Darkseer, Tim to Sand King, and A2 as your Shadow Demon, putting Armel as his signature hero Medusa. And on the side of Mineski, they have Moon as Outworld Devourer, Ajit as Morphling, Ninja Boogie as Disruptor, KP as your Naga Siren, and Raging Potato as your Earth Spirit. And so far, this could be like Mineski's similar in number 1, just going for the bottom section of the map, trying to secure the bounties. And TNC, you may have watched the previous matchup, so they've adapted as well. I mean, Ninja Boogie, not Ninja Boogie, but Raging Potato tried to go top just to potentially steal the bounty in that previous matchup, which didn't really happen at all, as he just let Moon Meander get that bounty. I mean, Mineski, I've seen that Mineski loved to rotate in that previous game. They put Ajit at top and then Ajit at ball within a split second, like trying to kite up space of the Nature's Prophet. But in this case, it won't really seem like that would happen unless if Gabby starts rotating. For me, KP, I must not lane against Gabby, just to make sure that his illusions are well secured. Okay, let's look at the bounty sections. TNC get 2, and Mineski get 2. So it's pretty 50-50. So, as I said early, KP must not lane against Gabby, which I think is going to happen as Gabby decides to go off. And see, just look at the pressure. And here's the thing, Abe's got the poison touch. AU and Gabby will just completely wreck KP's farm space. So KP's just going to rely a lot on the jungles for him to get the necessary farm. And remember, the stacks of poison damage from AU might certainly halt KP's overall farm progress in this game. So if you're Mineski, you really consider putting KP on a different lane. Or I guess they want to get a lot of space for Ajit. I mean, Cuckoo is playing as Darkseer, and he's soloing all by himself. So Mineski are certainly going to go very aggressive onto Cuckoo with this tri-lane approach. I mean, it's actually very plausible. It's going to be really difficult for KP to win. He has to deal with Gabby and AU. He also has to deal with Cuckoo as well. Of course, Iron Shell, it's really going to help Cuckoo amplify his overall farm rate. I mean, currently he's at 1-0 courtesy of this tri-lane, but KP, as you can see, the pressure really is just too much. Magic damage by Gabby and AU, making sure that KP is not going to have the best time on the top lane. On the other hand, we go here, mid lane as Raised Potato, tries to poison damage through Armel with the Orb of Venom. I mean, so far, if you look at it, Armel has the advantage in terms of, like, last hitting compared to Moon. Now look, 4v4 compared to like Armel at 7-0, and of course that forces Raging Potato to go mid to make sure that Armel doesn't really do well as they get a kill onto KP on the top lane. So they're really shutting down KP in this game. Like, you want to stall down KP to reach level 6, because by the time he goes level 6, he can be in terms of team fight. Now, when KP goes for like an offlane Naga, the first thing he buys would be a Meteor Hammer, which is very good. It's a good combo just to like potentially shut down anyone from the side of TPC. See Cuckoo doing what most Darkseer players are known for, just attacking through the creep waves. And of course, that idle is enough, and that's really gonna make Ajit's life a bit miserable, because the creep waves are gonna constantly bombard him, and of course, that would mean creep wave might potentially arrested the tower. And Ajit's AP is certainly going to go down with this pressure by Cuckoo. But so far, Cuckoo, you know, that's going to be something helpful as the banishment has arrived. Onto KP again. There's a bonus strike onto KP. Poison damage is just too much. Gabby goes to the stun. And there goes the finishing touches. KP getting slaughtered there by TNC on top. So a really rough lane for KP, whether at the top or at the bottom lane. It seems to be not affecting him at all. I mean, obviously, Iron Shells could be useful against him. Of course, his magical barrage by TC is going to shut him down. AP could actually cut the waves with the Mega Siren, like do what Cuckoo does. But, of course, that would mean that Cuckoo certainly could have a lot of space to get levels up, which, of course, Darkseer desperately needs. So, very good approach here by TNC. Just make KP's life miserable, who's only 2-0. So far in terms of farm rate. Whereas if you look at Gabby at 13-9, and Cuckoo, well, he's a bit struggling, although he could actually make some space of his own as Ninja Boogie gets caught there by the Boros Strike, and he's going to TP out to safe. Now the mid lane, Mineski is so far doing well in terms of last and nice with the 2 cores. Moon and Ajit are constantly backing up the last hits, which shown against Warriors Gaming, and against Warriors Gaming, when the last hits nuts ratio was just like solely in favor, it is just like, you know, it's like from mid to the late game, Warriors Gaming had no chance because Ajit was just completely on taking place. Moon was just wrecking through the back lines, and then of course combined the combo by the hero, it just makes WD's a bit miserable. So you know, TNC has to watch out for this. So a lot of pressure is going to be placed on Armel. Armel is going to be the guy who's going to carry TNC. He did that yesterday against Boom ID, and take note, TNC was actually not beating against Boom ID. They were completely wrecked by Boom ID early on. They made a comeback, because like the farmer that Armel had is Cuckoo getting caught there by the kinetic field. And there's a boulder smash, but the strike to make sure that TNC get the escape. They got 2 bounties in that section of the jungle, and they go for 3 bounties. TNC securing that momentum piece, leaving Mineski to only just 1 gold disposal in the bank account. Now so far, Armel 19-4, Moon at 27-14. It's really a living nightmare for him. I mean, of course, the mana shield is still stuck at level 1. I guess the pressure by Moon is just really good. The rotation of Aging Potato, which is constantly happening, just demoralizes Armel. It's a very good strat by Mineski because they know that Armel is really going to stack up gold because he's like the primary right-click damage dealer for TNC. So the best way to shut him down is just constantly harass him, there imprison him all the way so that Moon just act constantly rack up. And I like Moon's thing. As you can see, Cuckoo gets struggle. There's kinetic field and hitting ball on his head as Cuckoo gets killed by Reaching Potato. I like what he's doing. He's just dodging Mystic Snake because Moon, if he gets caught with the snake, is going to lose mana. And then he's going to go for the imprisonment onto Armel. So with the imprisonment onto Armel, Moon has so much farming space. So it's a very intelligent play by Moon. Just microwave over Armel. And see Armel used the action of mana.
Structures are fortified.
He doesn't have no talismans to regenerate his mana. Life bands are his option. So it's going to be a struggle for Armel. And this would fight for TNT to immediately rotate. I mean, they're doing a good job shutting down KP. And he is constantly getting bombarded. There's a Diabolic Edict, but the poison damages are just killing KP. And this is actually snowball very efficiently for the side of Mineski. I mean, Gabby's magic damage is going to be very important early on for TNC if they plan to go for a very defensive approach. A drum on Leshrac is going to help the side of TNC be tanky as you see a rolling boulder onto Armel. There's a boulder smash. Oh, Sandy's eclipse and the actual imprisonment, but here comes Age to rescue Armel, very low in HP though. As Raging Potato tries to go for the finishing, instead Moon is going to be finished here. Box TNC, nice rotation there by TNC, and as long as Armel lives, you're good to go. Because Armel has been constantly being wrecked apart there by that outbuilder as Raging. We're gonna rolling boulder away, but AU, oh, nice stun there by F onto Raging Potato. Raging Potato is gonna get fried as TNC with momentum plays. The rotations are not on. The response has been really good. I like the patience of TNC in this game. Like, sure, Moon may be constantly bombarding Armel, but they won't unless if Armel desperately needed help. And because that might actually force Mineski to counter immediately. I mean, these clutch plays indeed by the side of TNC. Really worth it as space has been created to potentially recover from this game. Now AU getting bombarded. Yeah, this is the annoying thing about Naga Siren. But it's also annoying about AU's poison damage. And of course, you got the split arrows as well from Armel. So these illusion armies by KP might not really be the best option. It could be used for like a split pushing option. So his impact in this game and his getting towers is currently being wrecked. But he has other options. Mineski has other options. He's gonna farm his Lincoln here, which he does need, especially now that Gabby and Tim just burst out anytime in this game. And Mineski, are they going to go for the play here? Gabby and Tim's are good targets. AU as well. These are very looted targets. Outside of Mineski, KP is not yet to reach level 6, so the counter is not yet available. But the pressure here by TNT is just too much. As Armel gets killed here by Moon. Good rotation there by Raging Potato. Gabby gets a tower. Look at this. TNC, the retreat. And Tim's trying to run away. Can he actually run away? Sandstorm is just keeping himself alive. There he's just dodging everything from Aj, and Aj gets the finishing touches onto Tim's.
Radiant's
And now
middle tower is
they
under attack.
get one bounty. They already secured 3 bounties early, but Mineski have likewise recovered after what happened during the 5th minute. So Moon's got his double damage rune, and I'll expect him to like move around the map. I mean, Mineski is just he pushed to the brink, given this pressure by Gabby. And it's actually very good. It's a good strat. I mean, we have nowhere else to like. Yeah, look, Kate's no longer farming in his lane. Just gonna let Ajit take over the top spot. So it's gonna stall KP's chances of getting his meteor hammer if that's the path that he likes to go. As Ajit gets caught there by the stun and the magic damage there by Gabby. Of course, Morphling, if you burst him down with a gazillion tons of magic damage, he is certainly gonna suffer. That's why this Mineski draft, I mean by this TNC draft, is actually pretty good. I mean, it's it potentially shut down the Morphling, especially if AU if AU could actually rack up that Spirit Vessel, or even Tim's as well. But Morphling impact will be negated if those items are already on TNC's backpack. Now Moon is going to set his sights onto the bottom side of the map, but this might be detrimental as Armel is just going to have some leeway to get farm space. So how does this translate to net worth? Okay, Armel is currently 3,800 in terms of worth compared to Ajit and Moon are currently at 5,800. So Armel has a lot of catching up to do. Knowing TNC, this is a different TNC. If they're behind, they can actually recover. And if they're ahead, they can actually close games. As Gabby gets a kill onto Raging Potato. That's actually very good. That minimizes Raging Potato's impact. Because Raging Potato has been constantly moving around the map in this game. And for TNC to immediately spot him out, take him out of the equation, and that's going to be good. Because as long as Raging Potato is alive, then Ajit is going to farm. KP's going to farm as well. They got some breathing room. Ajit is trying to claw his way to get that linkage ASAP. Just to make sure that TNC and damage is not really going to affect him early on in a team fight. And Tim's, okay, so Tim's is going to this section of the jungle. He might spot the Raging Potato. I mean, his warding has been spot on. Like, they know if Ajit or KP is just going to the jungle, which is a good sign if you're TNC. Like, you've already read what Mineski is going to do. Map vision is in your favor. So it's really shutting off, just choking Mineski in this game. Like, sure, Ajit is trying his best to, like, create space for himself. Net worth might be big, but this might be beneficial because Armel's got so much breathing space now that he knows that where's Mineski going. There you go, we've seen Moon, we've seen Raging Potato. Although so far Raging Potato has rewarded one spot, they still have some other options. So Armel could just move freely inside of the jungle, and then not just his side of the jungle, even his own lanes, so that he could provide counter push for the side of TNC. But TNC going for a smoke play, and they might onto Ninja Boogie. Ninja Boogie's a good target, and they caught onto Ninja Boogie. I am onto the Centaur. There's the Centaur stop to Ninja Boogie. Ninja Boogie getting poisoned down as Gabby goes for the exclamation point, bursts down Ninja Boogie out of the scenery. And they could actually go for more TNC. AP is just forced to back away. Has to hide under the tier 1 towers. This pressure by TNC is just actually too much AP. And, you know, Ajit, when he was playing Naga Siren, would wait for Song of the Siren at level 8. Because of this pressure by TNC, he's forced to go for Song like at level 6. So it's very paranoia on the side of Mineski so far in this game. I mean, sure, you got the net advantage, but you gotta concern yourself. Armel looks like he's gonna catch up. Gabby, well, he's already creating space for himself. He's gonna go for a Spirit Vessel and a BKB. They're gonna amplify his magical damage. TNT has to watch out for this combo by Mineski. Because Mineski has a really good combo, no doubt. And TNC will avoid that combo. The best way to avoid that combo is to go for these pickoffs, to force Mineski to separate each other as the Siren has then a teleportation scroll on the other members on the side of Mineski. Here comes Ninja Bushi. There's a kinetic and static field, but it only misses and Tim's there's wall target, but so far Ajit is just doing a lot. He's doing a lot of damage from the wall. So, as you can see, Mineski lose one because of that epic combo that responds by TNC actually doing well. And Armel says, well, I'm late to the party, but I may be not late to go for the finish touches. But that was a really good setup by Cuckoo. Vacuum onto the wall on this section of the map, just minimizing Mineski's options for escape, forcing Ajit to just wave away, and even if he waves away, he still gets damaged by the damage courtesy of those illusions, those replicas. And Armel is like, okay, I'm gonna wait for Moon to pop his ultimate. When Moon pop his ultimate, that's the time I strike back. And that is called space created by TNC. They're very clinical against Mineski, very well thought of. They know that the countermeasures are going to be prepared. And Armel gets the tier 1 tower committed with no hesitation at all. And Cuckoo, being the playmaker side of TNT, is just going to try to scout around the map. He's actually doing a very good job giving space for Armel. Gabby likewise was given so much space as well. But take note, the setup by Mineski wasn't really good because the static and kinetic field combo didn't really land. Like, by the kinetic field because he had to fight. Basically, that's it. It's a really tuned in, like sweet music there by TNC, and there's nothing we have to do. Like, sure, Ajit really doesn't have yet his damage-centric items, and even his defensive items are not even on that matchup. But maybe his Lincoln Sphere could change the scope of that game. Mineski. Oh, they're gonna go for a smoke. Just gonna hide under this tier 2 tower. But remember, here's TNT with the backup plays as well. Tims might even spot someone together with AU. Instead, he's actually setting their sights off to Cuckoo. So a very good read there on the side of TNC.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Man, that was a really wasted effort by Mineski. That was a good setup of the song. Magnetize was even available there. And OD already popped the Sanity's Eclipse, but it wasn't really that enough. I guess OD needs more damage in that game. Because Blink Dagger, Ground Endurance, it gives you some survival instinct. Magic damage might be limited. 2 null talismans might not further aid that. Like, Moon's going for a bit of defensive items in this game. And it might be detrimental, especially if Armel, like, as you can see, Manta style, which could certainly penetrate through Moon. A Manta style, and then possibly a Skadi. So the BKBs might not be useful here on the side. Moon, especially if he tries to imprison someone or imprison himself, it might not be enough. As Moon is trying to play a game of hide and seek with TNC. Tims might have set aside. Oh no, Moon. Moon. Oh! Moon is actually blink out. It's a very smart play by Moon. Moon has no TP, but he's getting surrounded by this triangle offense by TNC. There's the actual imprisonment to keep himself alive, but the stun is actually too late by Gabby. But Moon already being caught by the Spirit Vessel. But KBII with the there's a static and kinetic feed combo, and it's a disaster for TNC. As Gabby's getting wrecked hard, and Armel trying to do something, but Magnetize slows him down, and the rest of the members of TNC trying to save his teammate. A forced to run away, which is certainly not a good situation for TNC. As Ajit waves away to survive the AU, but this time Tims with a counterplay gets a kill into Moon. They salvage something, and they kill Ninja Boogie as well. They get 2 in the thrift shop. Now Ajit gonna go next on the list, but Armel does not have the mana, and because of that, he's gonna get bursted down. Jesus, Ajit is certainly on a roll. I mean, remember, Ajit's on a triple kill. He's on a mega kill streak, and he's currently unfazed by this assault by TNC. That was really beautifully timed by KP in this game. And of course, that actually created space for the static and kinetic field combo that Mineski have been desperately needed in this matchup.
Radiant's top tower.
And they lose a tier 1 tower, TNC. So space has been created to KP. Alright, this could be his chance to recover. Now he has a Meteor Hammer. So towers are going to be instantly destroyed by Mineski with a Meteor Hammer. Maybe TNT might suffer from the damage and the stun durations of the Meteor Hammer. Gabby was completely bursted right after he was caught by the static and kinetic field. And Ninja Boogie with the right call for Mineski. So we're gonna see Moon if he's okay. Moon's gonna go for his BKB, trying to find his way toward it. BKB, and then how's Armel doing so far in terms of farm? Okay, he's got Manta Style. Really good. He needs a Scotty because he's without a Mana Shield. Ash is just gonna wreck him apart. Yeah, the first damage he received there in that team fight is just so big. So Gabby's got his vessel. He's gonna go for a BKB next. He does need a BKB to make sure that these imprisonments and statics and kinetics won't be able to affect him that much. Remember, TNC has a good setup with this Blink Dagger Epicenter play. And a single vacuum and wall could actually change their fortunes at their favor. So far, after that previous clash, TNC, they might have thought of themselves, okay, we gotta stall it down. Let's give Armel the space needed. He's still not ready. Like he was being bursted down by Ajit. Because Armel's gonna be the difference maker in our team. So let's just make sure that he's constantly gonna get fed up. And he's about to reach the top in the net worth, although not yet. He already defeated. He already outpaced Moon at one point. So this is what TNC is doing. They're just gonna give Army everything so that he could rack up his arsenal. Like, style may not be enough in your arsenal. Scotty would certainly be an important factor.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But of course, you also have to watch out. You have to watch out. Moon is going to get his BKB, so Stone Gaze might not be a factor anymore. So for Kuku providing team vision, so they know that Mineski's in the bottom side of the jungle. Maybe to push through this section of the map. So TNC, that's going to give a lot of room for TNC to just move around and get some kills onto the lane phase and onto these jungle creeps. They need a farm for Armel. Gabby, well, he also needs to farm as well, but Armel is the #1 priority.
You know what's cooking? Boom.
Dire's top tower.
Now for the side of Mineski, perhaps they're going to balance things out, like let KP get the bottom section of the map, then Moon's going to get this section of the map, and then Ajit. It's really separated. So no one is really a priority for the side of Mineski. Like, you want Ajit and Mantis, but of course a Scotty would be ludicrous indeed. So they gotta watch out for Armel as well if you're Mineski. So it's really a matter of knowing what heroes are if you're either side. Because if you're Mineski, you want to hunt down Armel. If you're TNT, you want to make sure you know where Ajit or Moon is positioned, because they could just rotate any time and just surprise you if you try to go for the initiation attempt. And so far, KP trying his best to redeem his early laning phase, since his illusions don't really work well. But so far, it's further mitigated now that Armel has his Manta Style, so he can just constantly bombard KP's illusion armies. Mineski, for a much more decent approach, they go for the smoke light. Battle lights are set onto Armel. Sentry rewards will certainly not reveal Mineski's positioning. And of course, Armel is over, and he gets caught, forced to pop out the space. He was silenced, but Ajit is already turned to a rock. Armel caught by the axe of imprisonment. This could be a 4v1 game. But I mean, you with it, but to Armel. Armel gets bursted there by Ajit. Ajit is just too much. But KP attacking through the back flanks, not giving Gabby pace as Gabby gets wrecked apart. This Ajit is currently on the tear. He is currently wicked. Signal already has the flu. We'll give him get well card soon, and it's already blinks in with the Burrow Strike and to the Sandstorm. That was a really good performance there by Mineski, but they could look for more as AU tries to escape. Can he really run away with this? Poison damage onto Raging Potato, stacking up. Oh, but imprisonment actually makes sure that Raging Potato does live on, and there you go, protected. AU is getting slaughtered by Ajit, who is now ridiculously on Mineski's head. Just look at the net worth of Ajit at 15k. Mineski, they're just really racking up this. Now Tim's with invisibility. Is he going to go for the border strike play? Decides to back off. Don't really have the options left if you're TNC. Now that Mineski has just gotten for a more aggressive approach. As Moon of the BKB said, I'm the man among all men, and I'm just gonna rack up the points with a BKB. But Vince is knowing part in a different universe, and he gets to run there by Mineski. It's a nice gank as Ajit is already got. Now Mineski, like TNC, might be forced to bow down beyond this god, known as Ajit, as there's going on to Armel, getting caught by the kinetic field. This Ajit is slowly bursting him down. There's the meteor hammer on you up to Armel. Armel is going to space for himself with the counterplay, and yes, it's finally working for Armel. And look at this. Cuckoo is on a kill streak as they get more targets from Mineski, and look at that, they were K3. I mean, the static and kinetic field combo is really great, but then you have to consider Armel in the nick of time. This stone gate, pop this stone gate in the nick of time, not giving space for Mineski to just back off, and of course, everyone being set stone allows Armel to deliver directly damage with ease.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Really good stuff there. See, that's how they want to get Fumai. They pick the right moment to strike off that stone gate. And so, actually, Armel is going to be because so far the damage he's receiving from just 2 months, and had the fact that you had to deal with other problems like Ajit and the rest of the crew. But so far, he's actually survived pretty well, and his AP was just really below 0 because of the damage has been done to him, but so far he has done pretty well to get back in this game. Now Moon is trying to hide his way. The BKB was actually a bit helpful, but so far his damage is a bit lacking. I mean, he's able to burst out Armel, but if you won't really beat down, you gotta produce more. Hey, you getting caught and is cashed on the side of Mineski's Moon. And the meteor setup was good. The pipe of insight as well on KP. The meteor hammer was really good to shut Armel. But again, you do realize you need more than just that now that Armel could be a potential beast. Okay, so KP came for Sanj as his next build. So I'm not sure if he's going for a Yash or going for a Heaven's Halberd as his next item. I mean, his survival is also very important, as of course he could just constantly spam up those Riptide. So maybe a Halberd could be useful. Although Sanj and Yash could also be useful as well for the status resistance. TNC are just going to push through this tier 1 tower in the bot lane. Not diabolic by Gabby just melting the tower. Gabby's got BKB, so he's not going to be an easy target for anyone from Mineski's squad.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But you can see a smoke gang coming in by Mineski, going for the typical backstab play. He certainly spot this. No doubt he's going to sacrifice his life for the greater good of TNC. But Cuckoo... What? Okay, what's happening? Gonna get caught by Raging Potato. Onto the kinetic field there by Mineski. And here comes Ajit. Deliver the blow onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo's just a bit tanky so far. Oh, they can't even seem to stop Cuckoo. And now Moon's gonna right click his way just to make sure Cuckoo does not live on. But as long as you're TNT and you let Armel live, that's a good sign. Now Armel's got his Eye of Gotti. Tim's has his Veil of Discord, so his magic damage is gonna further amplify together with Gabby. So that will certainly burst down Mineski. I mean, you got the Pipe of Insight. That could be very significant as Ajit pushes through tier 1 tower on the mid lane, and Mineski are going to knock furthermore to the tier 2 tower. You just need one good setup if you're a TNC or if you're a Mineski just to wipe them out. Because you both have really good combo in this game. Ajit just setting off these boulders. That's a trap for Mineski in case he tried to rotate around. And the Meteor Hammer doing its damage. The Meteor Hammer damage may have been like reduced. It's been really effective. Up. Rolling boulder there. Who did he spot? Did he go for the retreat instead? Now Ajit's got BKB. So it's not going to be an easy catch. BKB Link and the Manta style. And Ajit could potentially be on a tear, like on a defensive moment, if TNC and Mineski are going 5v5. Alright, so TNC gonna return the favor, get this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. On the other hand, the members of Mineski are trying to rotate, just like TNC did early. But it's a very cautious approach by both teams. Not as yet gotten the main advantage in terms of gold count in game. Sure, Ajit is leading to net worth, but Armel, even though Armel's behind, could still actually recover. And he could get this tier 2 tower here, top lane with 8. But I thought though he could KP to set up things though. Here comes the back play. The bait there. That could be the bait by the side of Mineski. This Gabby and Tims are trying to hide themselves. So this is going to be a 4-1 protect. Mel is going to be the bait, but he's got Tims and Gabby to protect him. Oh, Raging Potato. Oh, look at that. Tims with a Mortal Strike onto Raging Potato. He gets slowed down, rolling boulders away by AP. Oh, he has 4 members on the side of TNC. Here comes the magnetic field. Oh, that's a great there by Mineski. But the BKB have been caught by Armin. Forced to go for the stone. Here comes the cat. TNC gonna make something out of the stones. Down Ajit. Can he survive after this? Mineski forced to go for the buyback. Changing attributes. Will it work wonders? He's gonna get slowed down though. The buybacks are set by Mineski to provide the defensive stance for Mineski, but Armel cannot be touched. He is out game in this game. Look at that. He's out distanced himself. A sniper through the back line, just demoralizing the overall morale of Mineski. Just look at that. Look at Mineski, Ajit, and Raging Potato forced to go into the shrine section of the map, but no, the Boral Strike onto Raging Potato before he could boulder away, and that certainly is his own demise. Jaboogie is going to go next on the list. The Sandstorm onto Boogie as Gabby is on a roll. This is what we're talking about, the Veil and the Magic Burst. That was really enough as Armel once again the savior of TNC, just like what he did against Boom ID yesterday with that Medusa play. And this is going to be a sign that every team that's going up against TNC has to ban Armel's Medusa, because so far with this approach by TNC to protect Armel at all costs, it's really working well for them. This can actually open up the border for TNC. Just root onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo gonna get caught there by the Meteor Hammer. Ajit tries his best, but Ajit blocks off the stun by Gabby. Armel's just gonna move forward. He's all vacuum there for Armel to just constantly cut up to KP and Ajit. Oh, Song of the Siren onto 4. But the thing is, KP has no mana. KP has no mana, so that's just a defensive song by KP. If he has the follow-up, if he had the mana, that would have been really good. But so far, Mineski is crumbling. TNT are just going to get the drop section. 20k net worth lead. It's the Armel show.
Bottom shrine has fallen.
And stage created. I just really think that this sort of approach by TNC, Coach Heat's impact is really phenomenal. If you thought that TNC did not make this work, because at some points Mineski would certainly like burst them down in the late game because of how balanced the lineup is in terms of like right hits, in terms of magic damage. As to TNC, it's just like giving the ball to Armel all of the time. like Armel is your lone striker. Yep, he's your lone striker. And even though he's your lone striker and TC are surrounding him with a bunch of playmakers, it's a really good strat. Now Armel's got the butterfly, so he's not going to be an easy catch for Mineski in this game. So you try to right-click him. He's got his ultimate to halt anyone from Mineski to advance. Yeah, Mineski just fell to this trap. They thought that they've got the disruptor play ready on, but so far it seems like it wasn't the case.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Look at this tier 3 tower on the top lane. It's gonna get ripped apart by Army. Ajit and KP just left wondering what can they do. This barrage by TNC. There you go. Tier 3 tower goes down. The set of racks is on next. This could be the final stand of Mineski. KP, he got the salt. He's gonna use it out. So there he goes. It's a 2-man assault here.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Look at this. There's the meteor hammer. Here comes the final stand. No BKB have it all been popped out. The magic damage of Gabby to slow things down. And of course, you have that old Armel actually pops up his ultimate to stall the Mineski, forcing Mineski to back off it a bit, and likewise getting caught in the middle of the right cylinders of this map. Stuck, imprisoned, enchained indeed, as Mineski are forced nowhere else to go. Where can they go with what Armel's doing? Well, they tried to move back, but it was already too late. They were choked there by TNC. Mineski just tried to go the right flank, but of course it was forced by TNC. It's nowhere else for Mineski. That's a beautiful setup by Armel once again, with the stone base. With the stone game alone, it just makes the productivity levels of Mineski on 5v5 really amplified at its peakest. And then you have Gabby just dishing out magic damage everywhere.
Dire's top shrine.
It's just a nightmare for Mineski. They have no response to this. You thought that they had a really good laning phase after like dominating the network. Like Ajit and Moon are like number 1 and number 2 respectively, like all throughout the first early stages of the game. And then you realize, oh dear, this Armel is just insane. He's got BKB. No wonder why Moon has no impact with him. It doesn't seem already lost most of their set of racks. And Armel's damage is just so much. That's it. It's just the damage of Armel and Gabby. It doesn't matter how many BKBs you have. Now they're gonna get this broken in Mineski with a Hail Mary play. Can't happen though. Okay, Mineski are just gonna find a way. Oh, they find a good target though, which is other than Kuku, but Kuku could just run away. Oh, magnetized, and there's a wall of replica to slow down Mineski. I mean, that's also a nightmare for Mineski to deal with. I mean, Moon has amplified his damage. Ajit has likewise amplified his damage, and then if they get caught by that wall, you're really gonna wreck them apart, especially with the Stone Gaze combo. Remember, Armel has a Stone Gaze.
Dire's middle tower is under
There's a Song of the Siren, the KP looking for the best target. Tim's is his target. Now look at this Armel. There's a pop out the BKB. This is just too much. Mineski to handle, just rigging the part there. I mean, look at that. Mineski first to magnetize the safety. But apparently, it's not really that efficient because Ajit and the rest of the crew are just getting obliterated by this aggression here by TNC. Look at this. Armel doesn't even need to pop his ultimate. All he has to do is just right-click, 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 back there. Just to try to go for the play, but no, the clutch play, of course it does work, and he gets kind of disastrous indeed, as Mineski are getting torn to shreds here, forced to time out GG, and this is very phenomenal by TN. 17k, and from the start, it was looking like things were not at their favor, especially when the first of the Siren onto the disruption play was important, but then here comes the countermeasures Armel just racking up his ultimate. The TNC was just pushed to the limit, forcing Armel to rack his ultimate, but then it was the absolute game changer on that